Nailed it. Folks, if you go back and watch 8 weeks ago, I told you, I warned you that a refinance boom was coming. Folks, we have seen refinances jump 175% year on year. Folks, we saw refinances jump 20% week on week, 20% week on week. This is not over. I do think it's kind of interesting because we've seen rates drop precipitously the last 6 weeks. The Fed comes out, whacks 50, rates go up, but yet demand is going on, folks. What is going on out there? We're going to talk to Matt, the mortgage guy. Dude, mortgage refinances up 175% year on year. Are you even sleeping anymore? Or are you just working all the time?
I'm working a lot, and I'm working a lot because I'm trying to give people good advice. It just because, rates have come down doesn't mean it's right for everybody. I'm having a lot of interesting conversations. That's what I kind of encourage people to do. If you're thinking about a refinance is, don't immediately jump in. Don't look at just your payment or just the rate. Look at some other stuff. What some people are looking at, Mike, and I've had a lot of these conversations, is they did a 1.0 buy down or a 2.1 buy down. And so that becomes even more complex of, well, I was 6.6, like was the end rate. I have 4.6 until next March, and then it goes to 5.6. So what's the rate going to need to be for it to make sense for me? Immediate savings, some recoup of some of that upfront paid, cost that the seller paid for it. So refinance is booming. Quite honestly, purchase applications are booming as well. Not because of rates specifically last week or this week, but in my opinion, because, that Fed cut was the greatest advertising piece anybody could ever think about. So thanks to the Fed, thanks to, CNBC and every news outlet that covered it, you guys did a great job of marketing for the real estate community. So realtors and lenders, send the Fed your donations for their marketing piece that they did, because you're right. Like, I feel that 175% increase year on year and 20% week on week. And I think that a lot of people are excited and they hear news, and so they're all reaching out at once. What is more likely to happen and what should happen is slowly but surely over the next 6 to 12 to 18 months, people are going to go from, interested and hey, let's take a look at it, to yes, it makes sense for your refinance. 11-month break even. Let's get this submitted and let's go. And that's not everybody right now, but everybody's calling because everybody wants to see if they can save. And so, yeah, if you want to talk to me and the team, I'm more than happy to. If you go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the quick form. We're in 48 states and we can help you. But it's good to see, because I'm always weary when I tell people, go out there and buy, get yourself a great price. You're likely going to be able to refinance later. And it wasn't that hard of a call, in my opinion, but still I was worried that, some people bought right at the edge, and this $300 a month savings, $350 a month that they're going to get from a refinance is something that is really going to allow them to breathe. And so it's,
I actually have two concerns, because again, I've been in this game. I called it, right? Nailed it again. One of the reasons we're up 175%, let's just be clear, is we have bad actors in mortgage. In my opinion, we have bad actors. And what's a bad actor? Bad actor is somebody that likely sits in a call center, likely has automated emails going out saying, congratulations, the Fed cut rates. Rates are lower. And they fail to tell people, oh, by the way, rates are up since the Fed cut. I got 15. I think I ended up with almost 33 mailers in about a 48-hour period, email from different lenders saying essentially that. Where the bad actors come in is in where they literally talk somebody in to a refi that is bad for them financially. I don't know what the percentage is, but I know it's not zero. I fear it's greater than 25%. If we have 1 in 4 mortgages today that are a bad financial move for households, that's horrible. Some of these folks, if I'm right, are giving up the best asset they will ever own, which is a 2% 30-year mortgage. They're making financial decisions that are going to hurt them and hurt them soon. That makes me feel bad. Now, again, remember, if I'm right and 25% are bad, that still means 75% are good. There's lots of reasons to do a refi, rate and term, whatever. Lots of great reasons to do a refi, but there are lots of reasons where it's bad. So that's my first concern. The second concern I have is a lot of people are doing rate and term, but I suspect there are a lot of people doing cash out refis. And if we get back to the behavior of 03 and 04 and 05, where we start looking at our houses as ATMs, and we're just going back to the well every 24, every 30 months to take another 20 or 30 grand out of our house, dude, that eventually ends nasty when the party is over. So I have lots of concerns, even though I called it right. But again, you know, we're here. I think the mortgage industry has seen the bottom. Your depression is over. You've lost 50 to 60% of mortgage originators. So the ones that are left are going to feast. It's going to be like a buffet for you, which, congratulations, you survived. But man, I don't know how I feel about all this. It's going to be a while.
Yeah, I think too, for some that they're holding on by a thread, you're right. There's bad actors. There's some people that like that sale, that deal submitted, that commission check outweighs them and cloudies their judgment, honestly, to be able to look at a situation and go, if this was me based on what I know, would I do it? And so that's what people need to hear. The people that should be refinancing today got a loan in the last 24 to 30 months, right? If you're
fair.
Summer of 2022 really and later, you're likely in a great mortgage that you don't want to touch. And like your point as well, I talk to consumers all day, every day, Mike. Like, people are struggling. They're like, I make 110,000. It's near impossible for me to make ends meet. So now I've got 50 or 60,000 in credit card debt. I'm still having a lot of those conversations, and a quick fix feels good to the consumer. And quite honestly, like, a lot of us are used to just like doing things that serve us in the short term. Real estate and building wealth through real estate is a long-term play. And so you can't make a short-term decision that, because I talked to somebody yesterday, $50,000 in credit card debt that's at 28%.
Oy.
That's $14,000 a year, Mike, in interest. So that's over $1,000 a month in pure interest. And like, that's not the worst. And I fear, because, you have conversations. This is like a small sample of the bigger picture. There's a lot of people in that position. There's a lot of people. And so what they don't want to do is they've got a short-term need and they're in pain. Match that with somebody on the other side who's in a call center. They're pert near out of business, so they're in pain too, right? They need to make a sale and this person needs a fix. Like, that's going to result in two parties that are cloudy in their judgment and go, you know what? I know you've got a 2.75. Let's pull cash out. Yeah, your payment's going to go up $900, but you're paying $1,400 a month on your credit card payment. So really you're saving $500. Wrong answer, right? That what happens is you just put that $50,000 credit card debt and stretched it out over 30 years, and your mortgage is permanently increased by $900 versus home equity line of credit, a plan to pay that $50,000 off in the next 60 months. Something like that is what a true advisor is going to tell that person that's better for them in the long term. And so just if you're a consumer, if you're looking at refinance, you have to have a conversation, and you have to have somebody on the other side that listens and goes, okay, based on your goals, what you're looking to do, and based on your current first mortgage, what interest rates currently are, and all of these things, here's what I recommend. I've done this for 10 years, Mike. And so if I've closed 15 or 1,600 loans, I've probably looked at 30,000, was probably a low estimate. I can look at it, and my advice has always been the same. if this was me, if I had to make the decision on your behalf, if I was power of attorney for you and your finances, here's what I would do. And the best of us are going to give people great financial advice that's going to serve them not just short term, but long term. The worst of us, unfortunately, like you said, the bad actors, whatever it takes to get you to sign, to get this to the finish line, to get me a commission, that's what we should do.
Yeah. Well, all I can do is continue to provide people that I know, trust, respect, and personally have helped me. People that are willing to say, no, I won't do that loan. No, that's not good for you. Somebody that will look at a loan that maybe they've worked on others and say good or bad. And you are that guy for me on this channel. So if somebody wanted to go, hey, I might be in a bad loan. I'm on the fence. Shouldn't I? How should they reach out?
Greatmortgagebroker.com is the best way. I've had some people email me, matt@mtmg.com. And to your point, right? Like there might be somebody that's thinking about it. I don't feel bad at all for the people that I told, listen, like that loan you have set up at Rocket Mortgage that's costing you 3 points, don't refinance your $127,000 first and pay $16,000 in cost just to put $20,000 in your pocket. Like that doesn't make sense. And the funny part is some people, it's hard to tell people no. It's hard to say this is a bad idea, but when you're ultimately serving and helping that person, I have no problem with it. And the sad part, Mike, is of every person I say, no, this isn't a good idea, and it's really not a good idea, so I'm not even necessarily going to
not even a question. Yeah.
I bet 20 to 30% of them go out and get a loan.
Yeah, I think some people are just set on getting it done and they just want a yes answer, even if it. This is why I know the answer is not zero. There are people being talked into and just believe the sweet song of a call center sales guy convincing them and not good.
But before I forget too, because the action is up also on the purchase side. I'd love to get your guess because I saw something a little bit, and now we'll switch from refinance to purchase. Okay. Like it's going to be interesting to see. There is an increase in purchase applications. There is an increase in the phone ringing. I'm not looking at data. I'm just looking, in my own business.
Yep.
I saw something scary yesterday. Placer County Association of Realtors, big, beautiful county that, Roseville, Rockland, nice part of Northern California. They get together and, thousands of realtors belong to that organization. A couple hundred meet every Tuesday. They get training, they discuss current events, and then they've got their quote unquote tour. And I've got this listing. Come check it out. I got this listing. You know how many houses were on tour yesterday?
No. 3?
Zero. And doesn't mean there's no houses for sale in Placer County, but this group that gets together where there might be
nothing to see,
10, there might be 15, 0 homes on tour. That scares me a little bit for buyers because any injection of demand and this lower.
Well, let me ask you this question. What do you think mortgage rates? Let me just ask you this way so it's easier. Do you think the 30-year mortgage, owner occupant, 20% down, great credit, right? Whatever. Mortgage Business Daily's quote. Do you think it's above or below 6% on January 1st?
Above.
Good answer. How about July 1st?
July 1st, I think it's below.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to. I want to see rates. I would love rates in 2025 to be 5.8 or above. I fear will be 5.5 or below. So we'll see.
I think, there's a lot of things that goes into that big soup to calculate what mortgage rates will be. But I think, next summer, 5.5 to 5.75 is probably a good guesstimate. And here's the problem too. This is good information for people that are looking at refinance. Rates could stay flat for 4 months. Rates could bounce between 6% and 6.15 for 6 months straight. And so I'm talking to people, and I made a video on this, Mike, because it's a big mistake people are making. I talked to someone, there's a 10-month break even. It makes all the sense in the world. I'm like, yes, you should refinance. And they go, let's wait. 6.125 is great and it saves me $350 a month. But if I get down to 599, I'll save an extra $30. And the problem is you spend an extra 6 months paying an extra $370. That's $2,000 plus to save 30. If it does happen in 6 months and you save an extra 30, you go to 5.99. I'm like, how many 30s do you need to break even on the extra 2,000 you spent over the last 6 months? And so people, it's the human psyche is hilarious.
Yeah.
Look at rates. They came from 7.5 to 6.15. Like they're going to go down further. Let's just wait. I swear to you, I've got to look this up, and I don't want to like make this guy feel bad, but I promise you I had a conversation with somebody who comes to mind, because in 2020 and 21, we must have talked every 2 weeks and it was never enough. Oh, wait, I'm just going to wait, Matt. And I think it was a 20-year fixed. It was his goal for whatever reason. He wanted a 20-year fixed and he wanted it like sub 2.5%. We got to 2.6, 2.6, 2.75. We were bouncing around that area. It was never good enough for him. And I'm pretty sure when I reached out in 2022 and I said, did you ever do anything? No. Like that dream is long gone. And what's that guy paid? I think he was in a 399. He was in a 399 and he wanted to get to 2.5. Like he weighted himself into never doing anything. So don't be that person. Don't be too quick to be sold and refinance. But when the refinance appears and somebody who you trust says 10-month break even, press play. Don't get greedy and want more.
I love it. Where can somebody reach out to you to get this help, advice, and suggestions?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com, fill out the quick form. We are getting quick at getting back to you. Connor on my team is looking at that every single minute of every single day. I see them all. This one goes to Minnesota. This one goes to Florida. This one, if it's California or Florida, I'm going to personally handle it. Other states, we're going to get you connected immediately with somebody who can write a loan in that state. The last thing you want to do is talk to me for 10 minutes and then I go, okay, let me connect you with Connor. He can write your loan in Tennessee. Connected with the person on my team who I like and trust to handle you in the state you're in. So greatmortgagebroker.com.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.